Thousands of ex-offenders get out of jail and prison in Maryland every year, and finding a job, reducing the chance they'll go back behind bars, is one of the main issues that they face. Dakari Turner found one place here in Baltimore changing their outlook.
Yeah, Jamie, it's an issue faced by some 8,000 Baltimoreans released from incarceration every year. But it's not an impossible hurdle. Working this story, in fact, we met one man who refuses to let his prison stint hold him back.
That second chance is coming.
He may be unemployed right now, but Earl Bouknight is no slouch.
And it's hard. It's hard out here to get a job.
A fact confounded even further by his unemployment, because money is tough to come by. How tough? A bus ride gets him from his home in Northeast Baltimore to the Mondawmin Mall.
Got a fax number.
That's where he and countless others come to get help finding a job at the city's career center. Yet it's a trip Earl can only make a handful of times each month. And that's because that crosstown bus ride costs $4 each day. And that's money Earl says isn't easy to find.
I'm an ex-offender, and I have some charges on my record, so some of the applications that I have put in, they might look over that. They might say, well, you know, you can't do nothing with this cat.
That's the stigma that you talked about earlier.
More than 250 people come into the employment center every month. Nearly half of them have criminal records. In Earl's case, it's a 20-year-old assault conviction, he says, holding him back from finding a job.
When people think of someone being convicted of a crime, their mind goes to all sorts of things.
Gerald Grimes has run the center for 7 years. He says what makes this center a cut above any other is their holistic approach. They help remove what Grimes calls barriers to employment.
For instance, when one barrier is identification.
No ID can mean no access to things like housing. They also need a social security card, birth certificates, or even GEDs in some cases. And if a person lacks training in a field of interest, there's even training to help reach that goal. You're not having people coming in the door saying, I want to do this, and you say, sorry, you're not qualified to do that.
No, everything that we do is designed to get you that employment opportunity. So if you have a barrier to employment, we want to mitigate that barrier.
Though he's held 2 steady jobs in the 20 years since his conviction, his record is now what keeps him from finding another. Even that's a door he says he'll eventually open, as long as he can make it across town.
Because I know it's going to open. Somebody's going to say, okay, we're going to give him a second chance, because people deserve second chances.
Now, the center also offers creative writing classes as an emotional outlet for people. It's held in a partnership with Johns Hopkins. Grimes, the center's director, says it's rather just another way he helps anyone looking for help get over those barriers.
Well, re-entry programs like the one you just saw, they're just a big first step in helping ex-offenders find jobs. Last year, Baltimore City passed the Ban the Box bill. It prevents certain employers from asking job applicants about their criminal past until later in the application process. The law doesn't prevent employers from still running background checks. Mayor Rawlings Blake signed the bill last May at the One Stop Career Center in Mondawmin Mall.